I drag you on?
Oh. Okay.
What do you want? What do you want me to give here?
So for those of you who don't know, a while ago, I made a mod called the Diffy Experience. Now the purpose of this mod is to be as annoying as possible, and for some reason you played it. It's gotten to the point where I'm pretty sure YouTube thinks the word Greg is a racial slur.
Breg.
Now judging by your reactions, it obviously wasn't annoying enough. We have to make it more annoying, and some of you even beat it. Unacceptable. So currently, the mod has one creature, Greg. Now what do you do when your one creature isn't annoying enough? That's right, you add another annoying creature. So I copy-pasted Greg's model, and now we just need a texture. I still don't feel like making a texture myself, but I've already used the texture of my skin, so I instead copied the skin of my alt and stretched it onto the model. Now we just need a name for this creature. Breg. While watching people play this mod, I noticed that some people were a bit confused as to how to actually beat the mod.
What are those things? I don't want to be friends with Greg. I want to be friends with Greg. Go away.
Greg? Like from Greg Tech.
If you think about it, this might be a good thing, because then they'll go to my video, because, you know, they need to know what to do, and I'll get free views! But then I realized that these people will most likely just click on my video, skip to the end to see how to beat it, and then click off, which is not great for my average view duration. Another problem with this is that, as I said in my last video, we need to actually keep the player playing the mod for long enough in order to inflict the maximum level of annoyance. We can do this by creating an illusion of fun. Like, we can't just throw everything at the player at once, because they'll just feel overwhelmed and quit the game. But when I watched some people play the mod, I noticed that they didn't actually know how to beat it or what you were supposed to do, and honestly just get good. It's kind of a skill issue if you ask me. It literally gives you a companion that helps you on your playthrough. Like, are you really that bad at the game? SMH, bro really died to Greg. Now at this point I also have to take some time to comment on how you're constantly slandering Greg. Like, what has Greg ever done to hurt you, huh? Like, SMH, all Greg has ever done is tried to be your friend. Anyways, if we tell people how to actually beat the mod, it might result in them getting trapped by the sunk cost fallacy and keep them playing for longer. Perfect! So let's make Breg kind of like a tutorial creature. And now we have this. Breg will teach you how to successfully survive in the Minecraft 1.21 sex update. Now when Breg asks you if you want a tutorial, I initially added a yes and no button, but then I realized some people might think they're good at the game and press no, and then still fail dramatically because they're so trash at the game. Like, bro hasn't even fought Greg before. And if a player still doesn't know what to do after pressing no, they might be overwhelmed by all the sunshine and rainbows and just leave before the annoyingness actually begins. Now this is a problem because we want to keep people here for as long as possible, so I added the only reasonable feature. So now if you press no, Breg will hunt you down and kill you. Now, of course, I am a master mod maker. I've made tons of quality mods before, and I definitely know what I'm doing. I didn't even know I added half of the stuff I saw. Wait, Greg can break doors? When did I add that? I'm not even gonna question it. Dude, at this point, Greg has just grown sentient and he's just like adding features himself. That, or maybe I've taken too much crack. Also, one problem that I've noticed is that all the logic and all the timers run each tick for each player. Now, in single player, this isn't noticeable because, well, there's only one player, but as soon as there's like 2 or 3 players, well, sex mode activated.
Jump scares.
Yeah, so I might have accidentally made it so that if you're playing in multiplayer, everything is like 69 times worse. But you know what? It's fine. No one's gonna notice. Anyways, I don't feel like fixing it. Okay, so I made it so that at least the stages progress normally. Anyways, it's as Einstein once said, for each player, the more player increase The more Greg, the better. Now, to make sure the player really has an educational experience, we have to make sure that he actually sees Breg. Now, the problem is that sometimes you'll spawn inside, like, caves, sometimes you'll, like, spawn in the ocean. Where do we put Breg? So, I mean, you could fix this by maybe putting the Greg just, like, generally in front of the player, or maybe by manipulating the code to make it so that the player always spawns in only specific locations, but that would take too much effort. So now, as soon as you join the game, Breg will just detonate 20 megatons of TNT in your face. But Diffy, what if they just run away from Breg? Now, since the goal of the mod is to be as annoying as possible, we don't actually want to help the player. We just want to give them an illusion of being helped, to make them stay for longer. So if you press yes, Breg will just spontaneously combust. Now, Breg will still tell you how to defeat Greg, but with the help of cryptic messages that just appear on your screen with random intervals. Bro, what the fuck? No, it's not helpful. Anyways, so it has come to my attention that some of you are spreading misinformation and propaganda about Greg. Like, you're trying to make him look like some kind of scary and dangerous creature. Now, you're literally just reciting Breg propaganda. Like, Breg f***ing sucks. No one likes Breg. Piece of shit. So he's trying to compensate by defamating Greg. I even made a poll to test my theory.
Answer incorrectly equals dungeon. Greg. Breg.
Who the hell is Breg?
Great good.
The 13% who voted for Breg are getting sent to the dungeon.
Didn't expect anything better from T. Greg Hitas.
Greg loves you all.
Me getting dragged into the dungeons by the Greg after I chose Breg. Rookie mistake.
I like Breg more. Anti-Greg resistance force.
Now, some of you have even gone as far as sending Greg to the underworld. Why? Greg is a friendly creature meant to be your friend. What, you thought you beat the game by doing that? No, that's the bad ending. Anyways, so here's a tutorial on how to send Breg to the underworld. Now, the first thing you have to do is collect 2 obsidian, 2 gold ingots, 2 diamonds, and 3 of Breg's souls in order to craft a culmination of Breg. But wait, isn't Breg immune to damage? How the heck do I get a soul? You just use 2 of Greg's souls and a lava bucket. You then need another 4 obsidian and a Breg block. Now, you probably assume that you get the Breg block by mining it with a pickaxe. Nope. You pick it up with a bucket. Why? I don't know. And now you once again have to survive until you get teleported into the Greg dimension. Now, in the Greg dimension, you will build a shrine, just like Breg taught you to. Except instead of using a Greg block, you use a Breg block and right-click it with a culmination of Breg. Woohoo! You've done it. You've successfully banished Breg to the underworld. But wait, doesn't that mean that Greg is still out there? What? Anyways, download in the description. 1 subscribe equals -1 Breg.